According to the U.S. Department of Transportation National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, stopping a vehicle in a lane for no apparent reason is one of the most extreme DWI cues that officers are trained to look for. And a National Highway Traffic Safety Administration handbook on detecting impaired drivers states that, quote, "Sometimes when you observe this behavior, the driver will be just lost or confused, but more than half of the time the driver will be DWI, maybe even asleep at the wheel." In addition to driving cues, the handbook reviews various signs of intoxication that an officer should look for after stopping the driver, such as fumbling with their driver's license or registration, repeating questions or comments, or balance problems. However, the handbook does not address the fact that sometimes quote-unquote weird behavior is attributable to mental illness or other health issues rather than impairment. In fact, in a study published in 2018, researchers found that the signs of a mental illness can look so similar to signs of substance use that experienced emergency room psychiatrists frequently confuse signs of mental illness with those of substance use. While this means that what an officer may view as cues of intoxication are actually symptoms of mental illness, or even something as simple as a speech impediment, police officers still have the authority to detain individuals exhibiting signs of intoxication. In the 2002 case of State versus Dicken, the 4th District Court of Appeals in Ohio held that, quote, "The possible existence of an innocent or legal reason for the observed conduct does not negate a reasonable suspicion. The possibility of an innocent explanation does not deprive the officer of the capacity to entertain a reasonable suspicion of criminal conduct. Indeed, the principal function of his investigation is to resolve that very ambiguity, and to establish whether the activity is in fact legal or illegal, to enable the police to quickly determine whether they should allow the suspect to go about his business or hold him to answer charges. Simply because certain conduct may be construed as consistent with innocent behavior does not mean that this conduct cannot form the basis for reasonable suspicion." Similarly, in the 2014 case of State versus Greaves, Ohio's 2nd District Court of Appeals found that, quote, "The fact that innocent explanations could exist for the signs of impairment did not preclude reasonable articulable suspicion of intoxication. When establishing a reasonable articulable suspicion of criminal activity, the state need not exclude each and every possibility of innocent activity that might imply non-criminal behavior."